All right, round one. We're going to keep this. No green mana, but we've got our turn 1 play and a nice turn 3 play at least. So, yeah. Looks like a decent start for us. Okay. Prism Ring, got it. He's running Prism Ring. Now that is something I'm not even sure I've ever seen before. I'm thinking he makes the block, but if he doesn't, I'm actually happier because we've got that Eyeblight Assassin. He didn't make the block. That's actually really good news. Being able to go turn 3 Assassin to take out an Abbot is really excellent. Oh my god. Chandra's scary. Well, we're going to swing into Chandra. I actually just really want him to block. I don't actually want to play... Even though I could go green mana, use Might, I would rather him think I don't have a combat... Like, basically I want to play Assassin to kill Chandra, and I'd much rather him block here. Okay, so he didn't take the bait wisely. I can just take out Abbot of Carol Keep now, but I can also play Valoron Wardens. I think I'm actually going to go with the Wardens, because I can block Abbot. Not that I will, but getting Wardens down now seems just really important. Like, the next turn I can go Assassin plus Might of the Masses. I mean, at least Chandra can only deal damage to players. But Chandra's pretty good. He didn't use the ability, so he definitely made a mistake there, which I appreciate. Okay. So I think the play now is Assassin on Abbot, pre-combat for Might. Swing. Probably with both. And I'm basically telegraphing a Might of the Masses, but I want to see how he blocks. Like, I might at this point, Thornbow Archer has done its job. It's done a grand total of actually 5 damage to my opponent. So, just with that, however he blocks here, I'm willing to lose the Thornbow Archer at this point. That's interesting. Okay. He's still not using Chandra. Just really not sure why. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. Yeah, okay. I think he realized now that he's missed it a couple times. Okay. Seismic Elemental. It definitely puts a stop to us for now. Wild Instincts would be good. I'd be willing to 2-for-1 myself to get rid of that Seismic Elemental. But then again, I guess I still couldn't really strike into him exactly. So I guess the play now is just Shaman plus Archer. Start amassing an army. I don't really see the need for Leaf Gilder. I think we go Shaman Archer here. And we've got a nice Shaman of the Pack at this point. It deals 5 damage, which is pretty huge. And Chandra's Fury doesn't actually hurt us that bad. It takes out a Deadbird Shaman. It actually costs him 2 cards to take out our 1. Alright, Prickle Boar is a bit of an issue. But he can't really attack with Seismic Elemental, I don't think. I've got a double block I feel comfortable with. Wild Instincts now. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be... I guess Eyeblight Assassin, Prickle Boar, and swing with Eyeblight Assassin. Especially while he's tapped out. Then he doesn't even have a good block, and he has to take some damage. Let's say I Eyeblight Assassin, Prickle Boar, swing with everything. He goes Seismic Elemental, Wardens, then blocks an Archer, and takes 8. Taking him to 6. Oh, wait, 9. Taking him to 5. Well, I don't love what that does to my board, but... I mean, first things first, let's just get our Wild Instincts on here. I could also do... No, I think taking out the Prickle Boar is the necessary one. 5 power first strike on his turn is pretty good. And, alright, I think we just Wild Instincts here. Like, I like the idea of doing an Archer Elemental to make him discard, but I think this is ultimately the best. So now, I do get to swing with Assassin. The question is, do I want to throw everything in there? He eats Wardens or Shaman, more likely Wardens, and then eats an Archer and takes another 5, so he takes 9. I mean, 9's a lot of damage, but I don't want to lose 2 guys right now. I think we just get in. Losing 2 guys seems like a big problem. I guess he would have been at 4 because of the Archer? Yeah. So I swing everything. It's playing mono red too. It's a bit surprising. Pile driver, okay. Looks like he's going to be able to deal 3 damage this turn. Chandra's kind of a big deal. But I think at this point I've got a gun for my opponent. I think we're just taking this actually now. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, our best hope of winning if he attacks is turn this into Chandra, and I guess he could minus to kill something, but it's interesting. Let's see if he tops or bottoms. I mean, Pile Driver is not a good blocker, which is good news. I mean, we pretty much at this point have to swing next turn with everything. Topped that card. Let's see what he does with Chandra. I think he likely kills Deadbird Shaman. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem. Okay, well, we're at a bit of an issue here. I swing with everything. He blocks wardens and blocks an archer. He takes 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes to 6. I follow up with a Deadbridge Shaman. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I think it's the play. We've got to deal some damage here. I could kill Chandra. The problem is, can I afford to kill Chandra right now? Chandra can also... Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. It's an issue. All right, let me think about this. How about I swing with him with wardens, and I swing these 3 at Chandra. He goes to 8. And then even if he blocks to protect Chandra, wardens gets big and draws me a card. I guess that is the best move. Taking out Chandra does seem pretty important. And he still kind of has to block the wardens, or else wardens gets very big. If I'd swung all at him, he would have taken another 3 damage, but Chandra being able to kill more things seems problematic. He could still save Chandra. No, he opted not to save Chandra. So, bit of a loss there, but... Opponent's at 8. We have 2 Titanic Growths in deck. We basically just have to find a good opportunity to attack. Okay. Let's see what he attacks with. Alright, double Leaf Gilder this turn, not bad. I swing with everything. He eats Shaman and eats an Archer. That seems unacceptable, so let's just play 2 Leaf Gilders and pass. Ooh, unfortunately Dragon Fodder is a pretty excellent counter for him there to our 2/1s. But we're in a good Shaman of the Pack or Titanic Growth range. Thornbow Archer works, so he's already at kind of 5. Oh no, that's a problem. Oh, Wild Instincts is actually pretty spicy here. So I eat Fire Fiend Elemental, but then he can just block with 1 Goblin. I think we hold up on the Wild Instincts. Well, let's see. I Wild Instincts, Assassin on Fire Fiend Elemental. I swing everything. He goes to 5. He gets to block 1 token on an Assassin. He gets to block Elemental on a Deadbridge Shaman. Pile Driver on an Archer. Token. Doesn't seem great. I think we wait another turn. Just doesn't seem like the best attack, especially considering we don't kill. What if I 2-for-1 myself on a Seismic Elemental and then swing with the team? He just gets to go token. God, that's not great. Those Dragon Fodders. I tell you what, I think we wait. I don't have a very profitable attack here. Chandra's Fury is going to be a big deal, but I basically just have to hope I find basically if I find that he's just dead if I find Shaman of the Pack. I feel like he's very. I think he's dead too if we find Titanic Growth. So the fact that we have straight up 3 outs to victory, I think makes the stalemated board state a more appealing option rather than cost myself some serious board position. Like, I feel like I'm giving up quite a bit if I attack some X1s into his goblin tokens. And saving the Wild Instinct seems like a good idea in case he plays something spicy. I mean, he takes 8 damage. He straight up just takes lethal if I draw Shaman of the Pack. And he's straight up dead to Titanic Growth because he loses 3 life. And he doesn't have... I guess he does have enough blockers for our attack. 3 turns of top-decking Dragon Fodder. That is... wow. That's crazy. Double Wild Instincts. Well, they're not quite good enough yet. I mean, I guess I can play 1 on an Elemental, but yeah, they're just not quite good enough yet. I mean, I might as well play it when I know he doesn't have anything he can do. That is crazy. All right. Yeah, we're just a Titanic Growth. I guess we're not a Titanic Growth anymore, but we are a Shaman of the Pack away. And we have Wild Instincts. Does have a card in hand. Force Mage. Well, that's actually, yeah. Let's go Force Mage plus, yeah. Force Mage plus Wild Instincts here is actually pretty insane. Guess I can. This way, if he... Alright, didn't have the Fiery Impulse, so now I can swing with Deadbridge Shaman, but it just eats a token. If I swing with... What happens if I swing with everything now? So he goes token, token, token. I think he still has good blocks. He just eats 3 guys. He can double block an Archer. And then... block an Archer takes 5. Maybe that is good enough, actually. That might be good enough. I don't love him eating my Leaf Gilders, but he loses all of his tokens. He'll keep 1 token in a Pile Driver if he blocks that way. He goes to 3. So we lose. He loses the card in hand, which probably is just a mountain, but... he'll lose a token, so he'll lose 5 tokens if he blocks that way. Keeps 1. Pile Driver blocks an Archer. He takes 5, goes to 3. We lose 5 guys. Or is it 4 guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can double block an Archer with an Assassin and a Pile Driver. So I'd lose 5 guys that way. He would just lose all of his Goblins. I think that might be worth it. I think we're going all in here. Especially with Titanic Growth. It just feels like an opportunity to attack. He's going to get some pretty spicy blocks, but he's also going to lose the card in his hand. If it's not a land, that's good for us. So I think double block an archer is something. And then double block another. So double block 2 archers. He takes 3. He goes to 2. We're still left with an assassin. I mean, basically we kind of had to get through this wall of tokens. Wait a second. I don't even get that. That seems like a horrible block for him. Since now we get to just swing and kill him. Or wait a second. He gets... His plan is to kill... His plan was to top deck something to kill Force Mage. I guess if he'd drawn removal for Force Mage, but he still wouldn't have had lethal. We would have been at 1. I don't think he blocked correctly there. He could have maybe blocked a little bit better. I don't know. I think he could have, though. So we're playing against mono red. That's unusual. A ton of dragon fodders, which is definitely an issue. At least the dragon fodder... Well, the dragon fodders are actually decent against the archer since they can double block and I can only kill half of it. So that's not great. And they're very good against the shamans and the leaf gilders. Yeah, unfortunately, dragon fodder just happens to be really well matched against us, but we don't have much of a sideboard. I could do dark dabbling. How good is Touch of Moonglove? It's not very good against the dragon fodder. I could do dark dabbling for those kind of stalemated board states. I feel like I'm a little bit light on spells to hope to make dark dabbling work. Could also cut the throwing knife for the dark dabbling. That way I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to get spell mastery. Basically, yeah, dark dabbling would be good in a stalemated board state. It's pretty ridiculous that pile driver is actually really good for him. How good is throwing knife? It kills pile driver, but it's not very good against the... It kills Fire Fiend Elemental. Kills Chandra. Killing Chandra is a pretty good one. Maybe the Touch of Moonglove is worse, actually. But then if I cut Touch of Moonglove for Dark Dabbling, how often am I going to be able to get Spell Mastery online? Probably not that often. This cantrips regardless, though. I think I'm going to swap these. Mostly because if I can get Spell Mastery like I would have had in that game, I feel like it's really good for those clustered board states. All right, let's try this. This hand seems good. Got to keep this one. So we get to go Leaf Gilder into Wardens into potentially Throwing Knife equip, which seems okay. No Dragon Fodder is surprising, but then again, no Thornbow Archer is surprising from us. So I guess next turn I could go Leaf Gilder Throwing Knife, which is actually pretty good. Makes better use of the mana. I guess because I can't get by a Guardians anyway. But if I play Wardens, then next turn I can still play Leaf Gilder plus Throwing Knife. But if I play Leaf Gilder Throwing Knife now, I can play Wardens and equip next turn. I guess we do that. like I said, I don't think it's super probable that Wardens are getting in anyway. Just trying to maximize my mana usage at the moment. Okay, we can trade here too, I don't mind. It's actually a fine trade. Okay, so now we get to go Wardens plus Archer and leave up Might of the Masses, so that's actually pretty good. All right, so we're gonna eat Chandra, and then we get to Might of the Masses are Wardens when he blocks with Guardians. And who knows, even if he doesn't block, it's still pretty awesome for us. All right, so empty board, and we've got Throwing Knife and we've got Force Mage. We're looking good. Looking pretty spicy here. Seismic Elementals, no big deal. So we go Force Mage, Warden, plus Equip. See if we get some card draw on. That's huge for us. Beautiful draw. So now we're in real good shape now. He's got to deal with Wardens. He has to deal with Titanic Growth pumping. We're at this point he's got to have another creature play here. He's done. I think he's just going to take too much damage. He takes 2, 4, 6, 10. 12, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess we just swing here. I think we actually protect our Wardens because it's just too difficult for him to do anything about. Like, if I make the trade here and I Titanic Growth, I deal 9 to him, but I'd rather just protect my Wardens and play a Shaman and basically just have an army that he can't deal with. Like, Chandra's Fury doesn't do anything for him. Yeah. Okay, well, that was cool. Got round 1. Deck played really well for us. I like this little hyper aggro elf brew we had. I actually think our opponent's deck was kind of well matched against us. He just was pretty unlucky not seeing any of his at least three dragon fodders that game. But yeah, other than that, we're pretty nice victory against the red deck win. So let's see if we can continue it in round 2 here.